Hello, my name is Ana Leal from Bike for Tourism, and we are also live already in Facebook and YouTube. So, welcome to our second live. I will start to present the event Bike for Tourism. Probably some of you are already aware. Others don't. And today we have an amazing guest, a passionate person about cycling, but I will present in a couple of minutes. For now, what I ask you is to spread the info. So if you are already seeing our live, you can start sharing in some groups and also sharing on your feed so people can know about our live. And I will also explain what is Bike for Tourism. Bike for Tourism is an event that is going to happen on the 30 May 2021, the first edition. So save the date, 30 May 2021. And the main idea is to bring hope, to gather people from all over the world that are passionate about bike, that likes to cycle. And everybody can do on their own country because at the moment we can't travel. So the idea is we all want to travel again, but once we can't do at the moment, the idea is that you can grab your bike with your family, with your friends, or alone. Just pick a place that's near near your home that you can visit, take some pictures, and share with us on the group on the 30 May 2021. And this will give us the opportunity that everybody can virtually travel the world in around 48 hours because we are considering the world. So between Australia and the United States, there's a gap of 48 hours on the same day. So in this 48 hours, we will have the chance to see amazing places that probably we will never have the chance to visit. But at least during this day or these 2 days, we will have the opportunity to see and to discover places in the world that we never considered, that we never imagined, and that with the participation of everybody, we can have the chance to visit and to see by sharing the pictures. So it's involving everybody. It's a bit like creating a big family and a big community all over the world. That's our intention. And of course, because we also are very, most of the people is working on the tourism industry, we are very concerned about the climate changes. So we want to support an environmental cause. So everybody that will register on this event will contribute for an environmental cause that we will start to announce by the end of this month. On the 31st of March, we will have our first live with Tree Nation. It's one of the NGOs that will be partnered with us on this event, and they reforest the world. And so they will explain how they do these projects all over the world. But there are other causes that will be also involved on this event, and we will be sharing all this information on the upcoming lives. So once again, thank you for joining us today. Our live is with Europcar Bikes from Portugal, our main sponsor. That once we presented the project, they told us immediately we are in. We like this idea of putting everybody in the world cycling. So they've been with us creating this project since the beginning. Just remembering that it's a worldwide event. So spread the info. So spread our live so everybody can see us everywhere. I see also people on Instagram that is joining us. The live video that we are doing right now is going to be, well, now I'm a little bit on Instagram, but it's going to pass only on YouTube and in Facebook. So join us on Facebook. Share also the live so you can watch everything since the beginning, and you can also give the opportunity to others to see the video and the live. And if you have questions, feel free to ask us regarding the event or regarding even all the operation that Europcar Bikes has in Portugal. We will share amazing tracks in Portugal. The experience of Paulo, it's amazing. He doesn't cycle only in Portugal. He cycles also in other countries, so he loves to cycle. So he will be an amazing guest. So without taking more time, feel free to ask us questions. I will stop the video on Instagram, but we will be on Facebook, on our Facebook group called Bike for Tourism, and also on our YouTube. I see also people from Europcar joining this. Hello, hello. I can see you joining also our live. But we on Instagram, we will cut now because everything is going to happen on Facebook group Bike for Tourism and on YouTube. So you can search for us. We will be there for now. So see you guys from Instagram. Join us on Facebook or YouTube. Bye. So now that we are here, definitely focused on our live, I will call Paulo Moura to join us. Hello, Paulo. It's the director of Europcar Portugal. So thank you so much for taking time to be with us on this live. And tell me, Paulo, your experience about bikes. How did it born, and how did you came up with this idea to have Europcar bikes?
Hello, Hannah. First of all, thank you very much for this invitation. I'm very pleased to participate in this fantastic initiative. I think we all are aware of the deep difficulties that all the tourism sector is going through, and in particular, travel agencies are really suffering with this, let's say, with this interruption in our normal lives, in the leisure activities, and we are all anxious to come back, and so I think it's really a fantastic initiative, and as I say, Europcar is very pleased to partner with you on this. Well, my passion about bikes started. I did sports all my life. I played rugby many years, and when I stopped playing rugby, I was already 35 or 36, and I started cycling. And it became first, it was really a sport that I could do. I enjoyed to do it. And I confess that in time it turned to be more than just, let's say, a sport, an activity. It's more like an addiction today, to be honest. So I did, okay, as you said, I had many experiences all over the world. I started doing stage races, mountain bike stage races, okay, in all over. I did Cape Epic in South Africa. I did also the Pioneer Epic in New Zealand. I did several times Trans-Portugal. I do it more or less on a yearly basis. It's a very, very tough race, going from north to south in Portugal, starting in, okay, today it starts in Chaves. It used to start in Bragança, and it goes down to Sagres. In 1 week, mountain biking, a very, very tough race, but beautiful. A race that allows you to see a different Portugal in a different perspective. Okay, you see the interior, you go in most, let's say, remote areas of the country. And this is a big part what let's say, motivates me to continue to cycle is really this possibility to go to these fantastic places and to feel the freedom to cycle in the top of the mountain or along the river or along the shore. It's really a fantastic activity. So
to be in contact with nature, let's say this way.
Exactly,
on the mountain bike,
exactly.
Yeah. And this event that you were just speaking, this Trans-Portugal, that you do it in a week time, and you cover the whole country on mountain bike, you have to do it completely in autonomy, completely alone. So basically, you have the track with you. You start in the morning with all your materials, and if you have problems on the way, you cannot ask for assistance, right?
Right. Well, you can look for assistance, but you cannot rely on a team to assist you. So if you have some problem, you can go to a village and fix the bike, for instance. but you cannot have any, let's say, professional assistance on the way. You have to take your own food and drink and do the, let's say, the trek in front of you. And it's a long one. Every day, like 150, 180K mountain biking, it's really tough.
It's a lot. The first time I heard about it, I was saying, okay, if it's road, it's okay. There's a lot of people that can, there's a few people that can do that, not me for sure. But in mountain bike should be very, very heavy, right? You need to, how long do you usually take to prepare yourself for that?
Normally, okay, we train at least 4 months before doing Transportugal. You need to train a lot. And of course, we train not only with the mountain bike, we also train with the road bike. We also do road cycling and stationary bike. Okay, when the weather is not that good, as it was the case during these last 2 months here in Portugal. In January and February, we had a lot of rain, and we did more like indoor cycling. But you need to train at least, I would say, 4 months
in advance.
To do. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And which one do you prefer in reality? Because you also did the National 2, that is road. Which one do you usually prefer, to go on mountain bike or to do road cycling? Do you have preference?
I like both, to be honest. I also do a lot of all the, let's say, amateurs like me. In terms of road cycling, I do this Gran Fondo. It's a one-day race, a long distance. I do a lot of these Gran Fondos along the year. And I also love road cycling. Normally, I do every weekend, I cycle all the morning. Normally I do Saturdays, I do road cycling, and Sundays mountain biking during the morning. So I like both, to be honest.
Wow, that's quite incredible. I'm usually people has a preference, so you split very well your time between both. I like this concept. Well, I was about to ask regarding the National 2. I know that it was one of the events that you organized once you have a Europcar team that cycles, right?
Right. Okay. Our let's say the project, the bikes project at Europcar was let's say we started it. It was let's say a mix of a passion from some of our customers who started to ask, because they were renting from us cars for especially leisure customers. They started also to ask for a solution, because when they were coming here, they were willing to rent also a bike and to explore a bit the country, and also the passion of some of my colleagues. So we had this passion on bikes, and we started the project some years ago, and we cycled together. We did some of these let's say some of these events I described you. I did it with some colleagues, and the idea of the Nacional 2, National 2, it was really because it's a fantastic road. It's a panoramic road which shows all the country from north to south. You start in Chaves, and you come down. Along the way, you see different, let's say, the different sightseeings of Portugal. Yes. And so you can really enjoy. You really have the pleasure of riding in this road. And so it's a bit iconic road today. You see a lot of events going on National 2, but I think we were one of the first to organize something to cover the entire National 2 in 5 days. We did it in 5 days. A couple of friends of mine who did some races with me. They did it in one day. So just to give you an idea, so it's
in one day, crazy.
in 24 hours.
Wow, wow, wow,
24
wow.
hours. So it's
Yeah. Well, in
but
reality, it's something that we get more and more requests. It's about the national too. People that wants to do in fly drive, but also that wants to do in bike. So it's very interesting, and definitely it's a great road because, as you say, as you mentioned, it covers a lot of different scenarios, different villages, and you can see the different architecture and the different even way of living of the Portuguese, because south is completely different from the north, and it's incredible how much variety we have in Portugal, in such a short country that in reality it's about 800 kilometers, something like this, that you cover when you are cycling the national tour. It's around that, maybe a little bit more.
yeah, something around that.
Around,
No, I don't think so. No, I think it's should be around 700 something or 800 kilometers. But you start
yeah.
in the north, in the mountains area. You go through Douro region, and then
The
you go
Chist
through
villages.
all the, let's say, the center region
Yes.
in this.
Chist
It
villages.
passes to
Really nice.
Pedrógão,
Yeah.
unfortunately, where we had all these terrible fires, wildfires some years ago. We passed, actually, in our first organization of the National Tour, we passed in Pedrógão Grande 3 days before the big fire. And it's beautiful all the way. Then you go to Alentejo, and finally you cross let's say the hills, the mountains in Algarve to reach the shore in Algarve. It's beautiful.
And this project about Europcar bikes, it's a project that only exists in Portugal, right? So in other countries, Europcar doesn't have this side
No,
part
we have
of doing the bikes.
no, we have motorbikes in other countries, in southern countries, but not bicycles. No, bicycles only in Portugal for the
it
time
started,
being. But
and it started because of you, I think. I heard.
because of the team, yes, because of the team, because of the team passion about bikes.
Okay. Okay.
And
So
some
it can
customers,
be.
as I told you.
I'm going to make a joke now, but eventually, someone that rides could have a better opportunity to ride a bike, that could have a better opportunity to join Europcar in Portugal. So, because there's this passion in this team, so this could be a good point.
Eventually.
Yeah. No,
Depending
it's just a joke.
on the riding skills, huh?
Yeah, not me for sure. I don't cycle that much. I love to cycle, but for leisure, I have a group here in South. In reality, you were speaking that it rained a lot during January and February. Well, I maybe in January it rained a little bit in South, but I don't recall that much the rain over here. And I always consider that are amazing months to cycle in Portugal, especially in the South, because you can even use the T-shirt. It's very nice and sunny days. Of course, shorter, but good. And I usually love to cycle after work, so it's 2 hours cycling, and I like to go to the nature. And just disconnect from the working day. It's something that gives me a lot of pleasure. But my friends, they all cycle much more than me. So when I arrive and when I'm present, they know that they have to slow down a little bit the rhythm. But well, it's always a team. It's always a group team, and it's nice. So how many members do you have on your team? Do you usually cycle? Do you at least once a year? Do you used to go all together and cycle some parts of Portugal, or do you go abroad? How do you usually do?
Well, there's a core team, a smaller core team. We are 6, 7 members normally, and occasionally when we organize bigger events, we have a larger crowd. For instance, for the National Tour, I think we were over 20 the first time we did it. So it depends. So when we have some when we organize some outdoor activities, which we do normally at least once or twice a year, normally everyone asks to have some bicycle ride involved, and we also do it, and it can it can be with a larger number of people. We did it already with several let's say dozens of people, so it depends really.
Okay, so and you have Europcar Bikes as a sponsor of the event Bike for Tourism as a special offer on the 30th of May. That is, you can announce, or I can announce as you prefer. Maybe you go for it.
It's I think we are offering the possibility to ride a bike for €1 per hour.
Yes.
So everyone can have the access to the bike. It's no excuse. So the bike is guaranteed by Europcar, and you can ride and register your ride, and let's say take part in this initiative.
And do you know by memory how many distribution points do you have for bikes all over Portugal?
No, sorry, but not really. But we have 75 stations around the country, and in the majority of these stations we offer bikes and bikes and scooters. So it's but I don't know exactly the number. Should be around 35 or 40 locations countrywide.
It's the idea that I have. So mainly for people that is listening us, once again, on the 30 May 2021, there's the Bike for Tourism event. You can grab a bike all over the country because Europcar is doing a promotion, a special promotion that is €1 for 1 hour riding a bike. So you don't have any excuses not to cycle on that day, not to participate on this magnificent event that will give us the opportunity to show not only our country, this is specific in Portugal, and Europcar Bikes, it's a sponsor in Portugal, but that you can also share with the others our country, and you can see the other countries, because if you think in Netherlands, if you think in Finland, if you think in Canada, there's a lot of people cycling also that will also participate in the event, and they will also share the great places they used to visit with us on that day. So for the Portuguese that are listening, here's a great chance, if you don't have a bike, to rent a bike on that day. 30 May, save the date, don't forget. 30 May 2021, to share and to participate in this amazing event. Paulo, I don't know if you are aware that our goal, I'm not sure if we will achieve this on the first year, but it's one of the goals we have. We want to, if we have enough participants, and I'm saying about more than 100,000 all over the world, we would like to apply for a world record Guinness. You are aware of this goal that we want?
Yes, so, I was aware of that.
Yeah, so we are not sure that we will be doing this during the first year of the event. We hope so, and for that we need, of course, all participants to share and to participate in reality, because I don't believe that is going to happen such a great opportunity as this year. Considering that at this moment, and we don't know exactly how we will be on May 30, but considering that most of the people is not traveling at the moment, eventually this is the best year ever to do something like this and to have this virtual tour around the world. Next year, hopefully for all travel industry, we will have the chance to be traveling and to visit some of these places that we're going to discover during the 30th of May. So you were mentioning that you've been already in New Zealand cycling, right?
Yes.
So it was long
Fantastic
time
country.
ago, or yeah. So it's incredible if we have
No.
participants also from New Zealand. So tell us a little bit about this. How did you prepare this trip, and what did you discover when you went to New Zealand?
Well, I decided to do this race in New Zealand after the participation in the Cape Epic. Cape Epic, it's the largest mountain bike race, stage race organization in the world. It's and they also organized some other events. One of them being the Pioneer New Zealand. So after doing the Cape Epic, I decided to join the Pioneer New Zealand, and because I wanted also to visit the country, to visit New Zealand since years already, and it seemed to be a very let's say a very good opportunity, and I combined let's say a sport trip with a family trip. So my family joined me, and I did the race in 1 week, and we stayed 12 or 14 days more traveling around the country. We did a road ride, car ride around the country. So in fact, we went from the South Island, because the race takes place in Queenstown area, in the Southern Alps. Beautiful place, and we did then let's say all the way up to the north, to the Cape Hanggai in the north, and it's a fantastic country, beautiful, also very diverse. It's much bigger than Portugal in terms of area and geographical area, but it's not a huge country, but it's very diverse as Portugal, and you have a lot to see in terms of let's say in terms of nature. It's really fantastic.
And how this cycling, this Pioneer event that you've been doing, it's again mountain bike or road bike? How many participants were in?
No, it's mountain bike.
The sound, I think
Sorry?
okay. Yeah, now we can see you. Now you can hear you again. Yeah,
I have an income call. Sorry. There's a lot of people participating, because, as I said, the epics are the largest organizations for stage races, mountain bike stage races in the world. So they organized this one, the Cape Epic, the Swiss Epic, which I did as well. So I did.
Okay.
In fact, I did the 3 epics, which is I have a special status because I did these 3 epics, and I can say that it's a fantastic experience, but very tough races. You need to be very well prepared to do this. So I would say maybe 200 teams. I'm not sure. 200 between 200 or 300 teams of 2, because these are races of teams of 2.
Okay, so and you can even find, of course, professional cyclists on this epic mountain bike tours. Wow.
Yeah.
So one question I have: do you usually make friends when you go to these events all over the world? Do you stay friends? Do you make new friends and stay friends with people all over the world? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, we have this. We have the Strava, where Strava is like okay, it's the way we communicate in the, let's say, the cycling community, and of course we always meet people in these events, and we stay in contact, and we share some information, and sometimes I persuade already several wants to come to Portugal and participate in the Transportugal and in other races we did around. So it's really fantastic. Also in that respect,
it's a community also that you do all over the world. Yeah, definitely. This is something that we believe that this Bike for Tourism event can create. It's a community, because we have already on our group, on Facebook group, we have already people from Bangladesh, very active, people from Mongolia, that I find incredible, South Africa, and of course I would love to achieve and to have people from more than 100 countries. This will be amazing if we can have and share this, how rich it is, and how bicycles and how cyclists can how this sport can connect people from all over the country. I think this is one of the main things that I consider so special on this event. And it doesn't matter that it's not huge trainings like the ones you are doing, not the big competitions. It's, well, people will cycle 10 kilometers with the family. It's perfect. We don't need to go further than this. But the intention is also to motivate new young people to start cycling. So this is also what I believe it's great on this event, on Bike for Tourism. So, well, let's go back a little bit to Europcar. And we traveled already a lot all over the world with your experiences. But coming back to Europcar, what's the main challenges that you face on the upcoming years? Do you believe that this topic of environmental and climate changes is going to change completely the car rentals options, and people will be much more in two wheels cycling or motorbike? I don't know exactly. What are the challenges, and what's your vision for the future for a car rental?
Definitely all the mobility sector is changing. Okay, we have a clear strategy moving forward coming from the governments and through the OEMs, through the manufacturers. We are moving to a more electrical, let's say, mobility, and also in the urban areas, let's say the mobility sector is also changing a lot, and so we as we see it in the future, the mobility inside the cities, it's going to be totally different from today. We saw a big step forward during this period, this pandemic. In Lisbon is very visible. You see the number of cycle paths growing day by day, and this is very positive. I think this is good because it's simply not sustainable to keep on with increasing the number of vehicles, number of cars in the city centers. So we need to find different ways to move, to commute in urban areas, and so we even change the way we see we cluster our activity in terms of segments, of business segments. Today we talk about proximity as a segment of business. Proximity is all the business that we do in urban areas for, let's say, local people who decided to quit the ownership of a car, and they want products that allows them to have access to a car if they need to travel for leisure or for business purpose. But on a day-to-day basis, they want to let's say, move around the city for instance, with an electric bike or a scooter or some other way of, for instance, with car sharing or a different alternative. So this is definitely it's a trend, and also, as I said, the electric mobility. We see that let's say the manufacturers are increasing the number of electric cars. Some of them are even putting very ambitious targets in terms of quitting to build combustion cars and moving 100% to electric cars. So this is also definitely a trend in our sector.
Yeah, it seems that even in Portugal they are considering to take off the cars that are completely in how do you say, in combustion. I don't know the word in
combustion. Combustion. Yeah,
they planning to take off in 2035. So in 14 years they want to. They have this goal. We don't know exactly if they're going to achieve it on time, but the intention is to take out the cars that are completely on combustor to be out of the market. Well, I will make you my last question. I also have here some pictures to show, but I want you to. It's a question that I always make to our guests. It's on the 30 May. If you're going to pick up your bike, that I believe so, there's no reason, if you usually do it, there's no reason for you not to do on that day. Which area, which part of Portugal will you share with us on the group? Like which picture, where are you going to ride that day and show us the beauty of Portugal? Do you have an idea?
Well, I'm personally passionate. I'm passionate about Costa Vicentina. I have a house, a weekend house in close to Mil Fontes, and I ride there. It's a beautiful, beautiful area. You have everything. You have in the interior. You have some small hills, and it's not really mountains, but you can climb it. You can do mountain biking. You can do road cycling. It's fantastic. So I would pick as my preferred location to ride is really this area of Alentejo, the coast of Alentejo. But here around Lisbon, for instance, we have beautiful areas also. The Cascais, Sintra, it's fantastic also to ride. So I think everywhere we have Douro. It's beautiful. The mountains in Algarve are fantastic as well. So you have a lot of options. Serra da Estrela, for instance, if you are well prepared.
Yes. Well, yeah. Rota Vicentina, they developed a lot of new mountain bike tracks recently on the last 2 years, let's say. And they have the ID Week next week. So also to promote this area of Portugal that is beautiful for walking and cycling, definitely. So it's an add value. So it will be very nice if you share that moment with us in Costa Vicentina. And I'm going just to share, maybe to end. I don't know if you want then to make some to comment the video. I will try now to share a video. Let's see if I manage to do that. That you guys just passed me recently something that is yours. So don't get afraid if you see many pictures at the moment, but it's just for a while. Okay. Janela, o seu ecrã total. Okay. So here we go. Let's see if we can easily see this video just to end up our... Something you did, right? Do you recognize?
Yes, that's the National 2. This is the ride in the National 2. N2, yeah.
So let's end up with this amazing, probably your first. You can see the Europcar team doing the first edition of National Tour, right?
Yeah, I told you we were more than 20, I believe. I think.
I'm gonna follow the sun. Don't stop, gotta move, keep moving on, moving on. I'm never gonna stop. Now I'm gonna tell my mama that I'm a traveler. I'm gonna follow the sun, follow the sun. Now I'm gonna tell my mama that I'm a traveler. I'm gonna follow the sun. Now I'm gonna tell my mama that I'm a traveler. I'm gonna follow the sun. Don't stop, you gotta move, keep moving on, moving on. I'm never gonna stop. Now I'm gonna tell my mama that I'm a traveler. I'm gonna follow the sun. 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 Follow the sun.
Beautiful. 738 kilometers. Sergio was already giving us this information. Yeah, before. So, now let me stop sharing. Yeah, I think I stopped sharing. So it was beautiful to end up with this video that you did. That also give all our guests the idea what they can have when they cycle in Portugal on the national tour. Thank you so much, Paulo, for being with us. Thank you for being with us, believing in this project, in Bike for Tourism, this event that I believe it's going to let a lot of people speak about, and hopefully we will create this unity around the bicycle, the environment, and also to help the tourism industry, so we can all travel again later on, but virtually travel on the 30th of May, sharing the pictures all over the world. This will be awesome. Thank you for being with us, Paulo. And thank you to Europcar Bikes to believe also in this event. Yes.
Thank you very much. And once again, congratulations for this fantastic initiative. And on my side, okay, you can count on me to be one more to try to reach this record, this world record for the Guinness. I will do my part. I will ride that day.
But you can invite all your friends from all over the world that you know, so they can also participate.
I will invite others for sure. I will put this on the Strava and I will challenge them.
Yeah. So for the ones that were listening us, thank you for being with us. Don't forget to mention this event to your friends, to invite them to be part of our group on Facebook. We will be here waiting for all your pictures, all your good energy to make it a wonderful project, an event that can really change the world. Thank you and see you next time.